What's going on, guys? Joby here, bringing you another Call of Duty Ghost best class setup guide. And today we're going to be taking a look at the best class setup for the Honey Badger. So start with, as for the gun, it is described as fully automatic with an integrated silencer that keeps your shots off the radar. And this is really good because it has an integrated silencer on. It doesn't take an attachment slot, so we can have a total of 3 attachments on this gun. And once again, since this gun has got an integrated silencer on, we're going to be basing this class around stealth. So the first attachment, we're going to be using the foregrip, which reduces vertical recoil, and since this gun hasn't got the best recoil in the world, this will just help to stabilize it a little bit more to make sure we can get more bullets on target. Now, as for our second attachment, we're going to be using the extended mags, which makes so we get 50% more ammunition in each magazine, and since we're going to be getting lots of kills and we haven't got scavenger on, we want to make sure we can keep our streak with this gun to make sure that we have loads of ammunition in our magazine. Now, we're not going to be using any secondary lethal or tactical grenade, so we're going to move on to the perks. So the first one, we're going to be using ready up, which makes our weapon is ready up faster after sprinting. And since these maps are a little bit bigger than what we're used to in Black Ops 2, we're going to be sprinting around quite a lot. So ready up will help us to win those gunfights when the enemy pops out of nowhere while we're in mid-sprint. Now, as for our second perk, we are going to be using Stalker, which makes so we move faster while aiming down sights. And since the assault rifles have one of the slowest movement speed while aiming down sights, this will help us to bump the speed up. And once again, this is really good because if we do get into a gunfight while in mid-sprint, not only will we be able to pull up our gun faster, but we'll also be able to strafe the enemy's bullets to make sure that we can stay alive. Now, as for the third perk, since we're going to be stealthy with this class, we're going to be using takedown, which makes so when we kill an enemy, it won't reveal their death location. And this is really good because if we do get into a nice sweet spot where we can kill the enemies while they're spawning, the enemies will just keep pouring there because they won't know that their teammates are dying there. So takedown will help us to overall get more kills. Now, as for the fourth perk, we're going to be using Amplifier, which makes so the enemy's footsteps are easy to hear, but it also allows us to hear dead silence players. And since the footsteps are really loud in Call of Duty Ghost, we want to make sure we can hear the footsteps even louder, but also want to make sure we can hear the dead silence players so they can't sneak up behind us and kill us without us knowing they're there. Now, as for our fifth perk, we're going to be using Focus, which reduces weapons weight while aiming down sights, but also reduces a flinch when being shot at. And once again, since these maps are quite big, if we see an enemy popping his head out of a window on the other side of the map, we want to make sure we can get that kill, so Focus will help us to reduce the weapons weight to make sure we can get the kill. But also, if we do get into a gunfight, this perk will help us get more bullets on target since we won't flinch that much. Now, for the last perk, we're going to be using Ping, which activates a sonar radar ping upon killing an enemy, revealing nearby hostiles. And this is really good because if you are on a small map like Strike Zone or Octane, you're able to see large groups of enemies on the minimap unless they're using the off the grid perk.